to our final conversation for today, where we are joined by representatives of Belize Friends School. And we have with us the principal of the school, Frank Tench, and one of the teachers, Patricia Welch. Good morning, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Now, for viewers who may not be aware of the school, Belize Friends School is a very important institution in Belize City. It is a second chance for young people to get back into the education system. Frank, tell us a bit about the work that you've been doing over the years.
Okay, Belize Friends School, as you rightly said, exists as a second chance school for many youngsters who, for a variety of reasons, are unable to complete their Standard 6 education. So we take students where they are, with whatever failings or shortcomings they have, and we help those students to complete their Standard 6 education and allow them to move on to high school, if that is their choice, trade school, or get into the job market. We do it with a recognition that many families don't have the means to fund their sons or daughters' education. So we make our rates affordable, and we that's basically our mission.
And there's no age. What ages do you work with? I'm seeing some adult students there too. Yeah.
Okay, we start at a minimum of 12 years, which is a requirement from the Ministry of Education. We try to accept no student younger than 12 years. But the upper limit, there's really no upper limit. The normal age range is between 12 and 15 years, but we have students as old as 19 years. And just to jump the gun a little bit, that's one of the reasons we also have an adult education program. But the minimum age is at 12 years and older.
Whichever age that you fall into. So if someone leaves school, Standard 4, Standard 5, sometimes they may have a good working knowledge to read and write, but sometimes they don't. And when you have people at different levels, how do you teach them in a group?
Well, the thing is, first we do an assessment to see what level, which level they are. Then when we figure that out, then we can continue from there. So I, the teacher, just need to know the level, and then.
So you work with them on an individualized basis?
For the most part, when I'm finished doing the assessments, and then I can know where to begin, then I can know where to. Everybody can jump in together, and yes, we're on the same level now, or almost the same level, so we can learn together. Because that's probably the goal, so that they can learn together, because learning by yourself isn't fun for most people. Especially if you're at our school, then learning wasn't fun any at all, so that's what we're doing there.
And I'm interested to know how, I suppose, when people reach out, how does it usually happen then? Is it that you're usually contacted by the students themselves, or is it a family? How does that normally happen when people actually want to
get in touch with us? Yeah, there's a variety of ways this happens. Past students spread the word by word of mouth. Past graduate to tell his colleagues, well, boy, I went to this school and I recommend it. Parents do the same thing. Past parents spread the word. The traditional means of like what we're doing right now, getting on talk shows and spread the word, but a lot of it is word of mouth. That's been the method of how the school has been publicized for many years. And and like more recent years, we've been using the Facebook medium, putting out, putting the ads in the newspapers, even tapping your community billboard. You'll probably find that in a few weeks we'll be putting the adverts on your community billboard. So it's a variety of methods we get the message out.
And so people will say, I saw the ad or I saw something, and I'm interested in taking classes. Or
Exactly,
something.
exactly, exactly.
Is it difficult when maybe a parent wants their child to come back? Because you get them up to speed, up to standard 6 level, and you also help them to try to get back into the school system if that's what they're aiming to do, right?
Yeah.
So what happens if it's a parent and the child is kind of reluctant? Sometimes people leave school because, you know, it's not been very enabling to make them feel encouraged to want to continue. So when they have that mental barrier, how do you get them back on course?
Good question. Good question. And we do have those challenges.
Let me take half of that, then you
Yeah.
can take Yeah, I think that we do have parents and students who are struggling to come to one conclusion that yes, you need to come to school and I need to come to school. They don't want to be there for whatever reason. It's more exciting out there. So we have little things that we do at school and things that we're planning to add for the new school year. One of them will be like community service or little evening jobs for them so that they can make money just a little bit. And we haven't really spoken about that, but we will be doing it, and I plan to do that, and a Big Brother program, because I think that the boys, they need to be interested and motivated, but they don't have it around. You can only do
mentors,
what exactly you can only do what you see or what you know, and that is exactly what they're doing. So I feel that a Big Brother Big Sister program that will work. So I personally am trying on that, and I will try Mr. Yeah, but he is okay with that. He's on. We have spoken about it from last year, but because of COVID, I think it kind of went on the back bench. So now we can revive that back. Yes, and then we have other little things that we do. Just like other school trips, we do cooking, we do different things at school.
Yeah, the reality is that in the past 2 years and COVID has really cramped a lot of our efforts at these things. We've seen that since we've been given the green light for opening, there are students on our list that have not come back from last August, even though we make calls to them or their parents.
Visit their homes.
Visit their homes even.
We do whatever we need to do.
So I put part of that, the blame part of it, down to COVID, and the students probably just lost interest for whatever reasons. That is my guess on it, but COVID played a part, has played a part.
We just try to make it more interesting for them at school, because it's not what they're getting.
Yeah, because if they've dropped out of the system, the last thing they want is, I imagine, is kind of going back to an environment where
strenuous and tiring.
And then the methods we were using to keep them in touch, the online learning, the packages. They take those packages home and we don't know what they do.
When they that was excited when they got their tablets and stuff during the
So how do you sustain the school if you try to keep it as affordable as possible? Because the idea is you can get somebody back on track and go back to school, or at least give them the reading and writing skills necessary to survive in this world. How do you sustain the school?
Well, that's why we're here, to spread the word that we are available. And like I said, we make our tuition rates affordable.
Then donations.
And we get donations from the parent company, Friends United, meeting out of the United States. They provide donations to us. And we're also open to donations from any local business agency or corporate agency willing to support us. We never turn down donations. And we've had generous individuals who have just said, okay, I'll give you this sum of money to fund the students' education. So that happens. And because of what the school stands for, we get quite a few donations.
Yeah. So that helps. So a student who, a young person who may want to go back but not quite sure they can afford, it's $30?
Okay, registration and tuition at $30 right up front, and the monthly tuition is $30 a month. For a total school year, you could get by that adds up to about like about $300 for a complete school year. Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm not sure I can cover all of it, and I maybe think that's a barrier, I can come to you and say, can I seek a scholarship from one of these donors to go back? Is that possible?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yes, oh yes. In fact, this is why we're here,
Yeah.
to say that we are available for any philanthropic agency or person who wants to help us with a scholarship or scholarships. We welcome that. Yeah.
And students who are in need and feel that they can't afford it, come and speak to us, and then we can figure something out,
Yeah.
you know, make arrangements and stuff like that.
What's the difference that you see in your students when they start to learn and understand the material?
I think for the most part, some of them get a little bit, I'm not using the proper word, cocky. But it's a good feeling when you finally
see their
know
confidence
something.
change.
Yes,
Yes,
and I can imagine that's the reason why they are like that. And they're like, I know this thing now, I know this thing now. And I always tell my students, you have always known this because you learned it before, but you just put it back there, so you know you need to bring it back in the front.
Build their self-esteem.
Yes.
And then a tactic I often use, the students who have developed that self-esteem, I use them as role models for the other students who may be not that confident. And it sometimes it feeds off, it plays off on the other students, because you do have the leaders and the followers.
They work very well together.
Yeah, they start.
Yes.
The leaders lead the way and the followers follow. That good example.
How many children have you helped go back to high school? Do they do that sometimes?
Okay, I don't have figures in terms of how many students we've helped to go on to high school, but I know quite a few of our graduates are now current students of, say, Wesley College, or graduates of Wesley College.
Nice.
Gwen
Lays is another.
The evening schools, yeah?
The day one.
the day one
as well.
And we help with some tuition too for our graduates when they go to high school.
The top graduates in any school year is granted a scholarship. The last graduating class, there was one student who did so well, but his parents came to us.
Couldn't afford it.
Can't make it. We gave that student a scholarship, and he's doing quite well at Nazarene High School.
Wow.
I must point out also, he was one of our few students who did exceptionally well on the online program when we had it. He was so good that when his parent asked us, can he stay at home and continue his classes, we had no hesitation in saying, stay at home and do your work, because he was very adaptable to the online platform. The other students had a variety of challenges, but this student, he did so well that he finished his third term doing all his online studies at home, and he's now...
and had he not gone back to Belize Friends School, he would have been a primary school dropout.
Quite likely. Yeah.
I do believe so.
All right. So, of course, you're here to tell people that there are slots available, and this is the time to sign up for the upcoming school year.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
How many spaces do you have available?
We are trying to reach a target population of about 25 students for this school year, and into the next school year, if we could bump that population up to between 30 and 45 students, we would love that.
We will not be turning anyone away. If we need another teacher, we'll just get that. Come.
And there is the school. It's located at the end of the boulevard,
Yeah.
almost near Caesar Ridge Road.
Correct.
Directly across from the port.
That's right. And you do incredible work there, and we're happy to have you. How do people register or find out more information?
Okay, the contact details are we have I think we have our email address and phone number. I think I gave that to you guys. But we also have a Facebook page, Belize Friends School. You go there. There's a link where you could do your application online. So if you can access that on our Facebook page, you could do it there, or you could come to the school and talk to Miss Maggie during working hours.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, those are the methods. Yeah,
All right.
and we have some.
Yes, just let me share the email. It's friendsboyschool@btl.net, and the phone number 227-0449. That's Belize Friends School, right?
All right. Thank you so much for coming in and telling us about the great work that you've been doing. And best of luck with the upcoming school year.
Thank you for having us here.
All right. And with that, we're going to take a break.
And when we come back, we'll be talking about some trending social media topics, and then we'll have our wrap up. So please stay tuned.